I only believe on Krunal Pai. Game changer player. There's only one guy is the Krunal Pandya.
What? Bumrah is big pudanga.
Oh, can't believe the Ankit Bopana jinx strikes again. A lot of things happened this game. We had a batting masterclass. Virat Kohli pulled up. Devdutt Padikkal pulled up. A lot of stuff happened with the bat. And a lot happened with the ball. There was a comeback from MI. But the first thing we need to, discuss, we need to thank a player wholeheartedly. Thank you so much, Will Jacks, for being a loyalty agent and scoring 22 runs of 18 balls at a strike rate of 120 and taking the game a little beyond the required run rate. Krunal Pandya today
All the KPs have
definitely
always contributed to.
contributed to
Yes,
RCB. Absolutely.
definitely.
By the way, there was a KP that contributed to Mumbai also massively, more than anyone else did. You can't forget Kieran Pollard. But yeah, Jax, thank you for proving
That's
the Siraj statements wrong. Not all RCB players will come and bite us back in the ass. Devdutt Padikkal has been one such case who was always loyal to us whenever he
yes,
played
always
against
loyal.
us. Always. So
And the
yeah,
crazy thing is, when Tim David mentioned before the match that whosoever is the bowler, whosoever is the batter, we are going to take down in the first delivery, and that's what Phil Salt did. He
yeah.
delivered on the first
Oh,
delivery,
what a
and again
brilliant
Bumrah
cover.
first delivery.
No,
Bumrah first delivery went on for a six. Like, come on, taking on. This is
Bumrah.
the mentality
Yeah,
we were talking
Ankit, say it. I want to pin the comment.
All right. So you look at Phil Salt, instantly first ball delivered by Bolt slightly outside off stump, passes it through covers.
about.
Tim David, Krunal Pandya cooking hard for us, while Will Jacks is also cooking hard for us. This is loyalty. This is cinema.
Mumbai lost
Um,
the game here.
yes,
Mumbai
Mumbai
lost
lost
the
the game
game.
here.
That means
Laugh
पता है
now.
हम मैच कहाँ हारे. This is where we lost the match. Crazy.
Absolute cinema. But yeah, Phil Salt bashing Bolt through the covers, creamed him through covers, first ball
Yes,
of the match. And you're thinking, yeah, we're on for 250 today. Next ball
definitely.
of the game. Bolt brings it in, bowls a classic Shaheen Afridi to Rohit Sharma kind of a delivery. And we're thinking, oh shit, are we cooked chat? Then there was a phase of gameplay that would have been criticized as something that would have been impossible for us to see at the start of the auction. But we saw Virat Kohli and Devdutt Padikkal batting together with
In
intent and a real
with it.
strike rate in the power play.
That is
At
true.
one point of time, we imagined Virat and DDP playing at 108 for the loss of one wicket
Yeah,
after 19 overs.
exactly.
But good to see the
But
intent. Like Kohli
really,
blasted
really
the
nice
ball.
to see the fact that Devdutt Padikkal has come into this team with a desire to play well, a desire to come in and show Bengaluru who he was back in the days for us. And you should never take away from the fact that he was only held back in the last 2 or 3 years by a sickness, and that is what pulled his power game down by a really large margin. We're seeing Devdutt Padikkal at his best once again. It's not those knocks of 60 or 47. It is actual game changing knocks, value adding knocks, 37 or 22. That's a strike rate of 167 right there.
This
So
the
massive
self
respect.
the selfless knocks. The
The
selfless.
selfless knocks. This is intent.
This is
This is the
intent.
intent.
Like this is the intent we talk about.
Hmm.
This is the
Definitely.
Yeah,
format where you need to show intent.
This is the format where 37 and 21s are appreciated.
correct.
Not ODIs and especially test matches. Like, definitely not.
Yeah. And somehow, in this case, Rohit's 17 of 9 is actually pretty decent. I will hand it to him.
Yes.
There was intent. He gave them the start that they required. It's just that it was all neutralized by Jackson and Surprisingly enough, Surya Kumar Yadav later on.
But yeah, still Rohit managed to cook a perfect Maggie today.
True.
And we
So
talk
we'll
about the
talk about
bowlers.
that. I think we just covered the batting completely now. Particle done. We'll talk about Sir Rajat Manohar Patidar. Man,
Yeah.
as a batter, as a captain, we've had that respect for him as batter, but
Definitely.
captaincy on point. The striking that is coming out of his bat, the cleanliness with which those balls are leaving the boundary. 200 strike rate, four sixes, I think five fours. A very classic Rajat Patidar innings once again.
Definitely.
And
And also the fact
I know
that
Livingston didn't fire today, but excellent support knock from Jitesh Sharma. I wouldn't even call it a support knock. He played better.
Yeah.
210 strike rate.
Jitesh was
DB
amazing.
didn't waste a single ball.
True. Look,
In
at the stage of
yeah,
the innings that you were in, you had to come in and start going from ball one. You can't get going next, next, next. That's all. Livingston has been handed a role, and that is all he's supposed to do. It was great to see the fact that he was able to stabilize the middle order after a collapse. So in the previous game, but Jitesh
yes.
Sharma coming in, playing the exact same way every single match, 40 of 18 balls today as well, 210 strike rate. Really, really good stuff from RCB.
And
And
leading
yeah,
a team like
love
like
it.
it's of course like leading RCB is it is a pressure. It is a pressure
True.
onto you. And Rajat Patidar not letting that affect his batting, I
Yeah.
would give it to him. And the fact that he came onto the mic after winning the man of the match, and like he said, like I want to give this to the ballers. It's the bowling units player of
Yes,
the match.
absolutely.
It's such a beautiful thing. I know it's a thing that people say for the sake of it, but when Rajat Patidar says, I know that he means it. He really
He means
wants
it
to
from
do
the
it.
heart, for sure. He's
Yes,
such a nice guy off the field as well.
beautiful, brilliantly,
And
great.
yeah, so you look at the bowling figures of everybody out there, 10 and above economy rates. Nobody has it under 10, except for one man who almost seemed like the difference between 240 and 220 today.
It's not Jasprit Bumrah, it's Suyash Sharma the GOAT.
Good for real. No, but Suyash Sharma's figures did get ruined towards the second
Yes,
half of
it was a
his
last over.
inning.
Yes.
It was just the last over, or else he would have finished with
Hmm.
an economy of 5 or 6, which is insane.
Hmm. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
doing
let's talk about that. The acceleration, right? 50 of 26 is a very classic Rajat Patidar kind of a thing to do. 8 of the first 10 balls is what you needed, specifically because of that little phase where you lost a couple of wickets. Just rebuild for a little while, give yourself the time. You know that you have a solid launch pad on a pitch like that. And really, really well played, knock, honestly.
What Kohli does is acceleration. What Rajat Patidar does is not acceleration. It's
It's demolition.
nitros.
bonkers.
Yeah,
It's nitros. Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah. Like taking on Santner because my when Devdutt and Virat was there was a after there was a time after the power play they were taking singles and trying to hit. They had that intent. They were like taking them on, but it wasn't leading to the boundaries. So we know that
Yeah.
like things were happening. And when Rajat came onto it, even he tried. He wanted to go for it, but he held back a little because he knew that he's in the initial stages. And then going for Santner was the biggest turnaround, which actually handed him. It was I think 12th over or 13th over when Rajat took on
Yeah.
Santner. Yeah, to the
Correct.
bleachers like twice in that over, which was amazing. Like
Yeah.
that's when he
So
started.
one thing that you need to take into consideration here is RCB's innings played out the way it did because we didn't exactly slow down when it came to the spinners, right?
Yes, yes.
Even so, once the power play ended, we lost only one wicket, and it was a stage
We are
where
for 1.
you can't exactly bowl your China man when the shorter boundary is available for the batters to target, and that actually helped the side, negate the whole spin attack. I think the Vignesh Puttur bowled only one over. Santner bowled his full quota, of course, but
Yeah.
then you had Bolt and Chahar going ahead with. I think they didn't finish Chahar's quota as well. It went only for 2 overs throughout the quota. They didn't bowl him at the death, and
Yeah,
they bowled one
Hardik
over of
Pandya,
full
the
jacks.
bowler, has been clutch on a surface where,
Bro, yeah, we're
like,
making
Pandya was
jokes
good.
about this
Yes.
before the season started. We're saying, oh, in a team of BBC, Hardik Pandya will, take the ball away from them. But he's
but he
actually
has been the
taking that
differentiating
ball and
factor.
Yes.
absolutely
He
a
is
true
actually the
all-rounder. It's good to see him bowling again. Um, Salt doesn't have a leg side weakness. It's just that left arm pace has a certain angle towards him.
He has the left armor plus the in-swinging delivery weakness. Rest
Hmm.
everything else is just strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We saw that against Khalil also, but he did
Yes.
manage that.
But
Bolt was,
if
yeah, we understand.
if he manages to stay for like 4 overs when the swing of the
Hmm.
ball is dead,
You just have to negate
game
the
on.
swing. That is it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think the difference here is that Kohli took strike for the first ball against KKR,
No. Oh,
right?
for KKR, yeah.
Against KKR,
Against
yes.
KKR. Yeah. And Salt has been taking strike against all these guys, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. It's better
Yes.
if Kohli takes and spends
Yeah.
more time in the first 4 overs
Yeah.
than Salt
No,
facing
look,
having to face the
I'm
leader.
honestly very happy with the way Kohli's been batting. He got to his 50 of 29 balls, which is great. There was he should have stayed a little longer and accelerated towards the second half of the innings, but there is a role that he's been given, and I don't think Kohli would have recreated what Jitesh was able to recreate today.
Yes, definitely. And it was already decided, like Mo Bobart has already spoken of that like Kohli is not going to play the role of an anchor. We have given the
Absolutely.
role, though, like he's doing that perfectly. And even in the
Yeah.
middle overs, when strategic timeout happened, Dinesh Karthik
Hmm.
was there. He was telling to not go at every delivery, but he was
Correct.
not stopping. He was just going for it. He was stepping out against Bumrah. He was doing whatever he wanted to do. So, like,
True.
I am really happy with the way
I
he's
was I was
playing.
happy watching that contest between Kohli and Bumrah again. It's always been a wonderful contest to watch with bat and ball. He had been
Definitely.
striking at 150 against Bumrah and had
Yes,
5 dismissals
he
before this
is
match.
better. He's striking more than De Villiers against Bumrah, which is a crazy stat to think about.
True. Yeah, I think De Villiers struck at 148 and I think Bumrah has 154. I think that's what the stat. Sorry, Kohli has 154
Yeah,
strike rate
it's
against
always
Bumrah.
a delight to watch Kohli and Bumrah, and this is the only place we can see two
Definitely.
True.
best of the best batters and
Against each
bowlers
other.
face off each other.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Salt's catch. Yes, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Absolute
Important
freaking
catch.
master class. True clutch. Kudos to Tim David for completing. It was Tim David who completed the catch, right?
It was
Yeah,
Tim David, yes.
Yeah.
Tim
Another
David
very
was all
important
over
detail.
the field today.
Yeah,
All over the
Tim
field.
David was all over the field. Livingston was all over the field. Salt came in clutch with that one catch. So I think one thing you need to notice here is whose dismissal was it? Tim David took a catch of Santner at long
Santner, which
off,
was,
right?
yeah,
Nobody else would have caught that other than Tim David at his
maybe
height.
Josh Hazelwood, but he's not
Maybe
capable of.
Hazelwood, but Hazelwood isn't,
Hazelwood, we wouldn't be having
not going to
Hazelwood in the
be.
boundary. Yeah,
Yeah, he wouldn't be playing at long off. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Tim David was a perfect.
but that ball was struck cleanly from the bat and
Absolutely.
nicely
I
taken by
was
Tim.
like, after when Hardik came to bat, I don't know. Every person was middling the ball, man. Every person, like Tilak
No,
started
it.
dribbling it bit. Hardik,
Yes.
even Deepak Chahar got to middle. Like that was like a perfectly good.
Yeah, at the entry point of
Yeah.
Deepak
Yes,
Chahar, it's just swing the bat, whatever
yes,
goes,
I
goes for a
understand.
boundary.
Yeah.
But
Look,
There has
Hardik,
to be some.
at the 16th over mark is where somewhere in the middle of the over, after 1-6 is where they changed the ball when Yashtayal was bowling.
Mm,
And that is what helped them pull it back towards themselves. The Yashtayal's slower one started working again. There was 1-6 which he was hit for, but aside from that, good death bowling overall. And we saw Bhuvi landing clean Yorkers. Let us talk about that.
yes, brilliant. Like
good to see
after
him
in
back.
the initial, like after what happened to him with the Rohit Sharma over, and then I thought like Like Bhuvi could be the weak link for us. I was trusting Yash Dayal more, but
Yeah.
when he landed those Yorkers, when he was going at it against
So
Hardik Pandya, there was that appeal also, a beautiful Yorker,
lovely Yorkers. On the
brilliant.
stumps that too. It's not he's not even doing wide Yorkers. Wide Yorkers are always the safer
Yes,
option. But to back yourself to land it on the stumps, yes, he got hit for a couple of sixes towards the end of that over, which ruined the figures.
yes.
But he continued doing the same thing in the second over that he bowled in the death. And it's nice to see that Bhuvneshwar Kumar is trusting his Yorker, because there was a phase in his career over the past couple of years where he trusted his knuckleball more than the Yorker,
More than the
and he
Yorker,
was a
yes.
little expensive in the death. It started in 2021 during that T20 World Cup, and it kind of went down, and that was something I was really unhappy with, because he's always had a really good Yorker. He's been a very accurate bowler that way, and it's nice to see from his end. Honestly, it makes
With
me
the
very happy.
shorter boundaries in Wankhede, like everything, with just a slice or any edge would fly off to the boundary.
Yeah,
Rajat Padika mentioned this that bowling a wide Yorker was not the safest option. Like Hardik
true.
is good at playing wide Yorkers. Namandir, who has long livers, is good at playing Yorkers.
Yeah,
So it's good to see bowling straight Yorkers to their stumps, and luckily they landed a few. But
true.
what was the differentiator was Hardik Pandya disrupting the line of Josh Hazelwood.
Josh Hazelwood. After
Yes.
No,
which, Josh Hazelwood did adapt to it afterwards. The last ball of that over, he knocked some sense into himself, decided not to bowl
That
lengths,
not to pull length.
concentrated on that wide Yorker after that. Um, and then he came back in his next over and continued doing the same thing.
But that made RCB panic. Of course, that entire
For
over,
sure.
that Hazelwood over. Definitely, we were all in that zone. Ki, okay, like we are having flashbacks. It's a goner now. It's 2020. It's similar thing that's happened with Kieran Pollard, but they kept their nerves. It was brilliant.
KP is the new mentor for bounces. Krunal Pandya was bowling faster than Bhuvneshwar Kumar today.
Definitely.
True. He touched 120 for one of those deliveries there.
Yeah, the
While
ball
Bhuvneshwar
which
Kumar
he
in the power play was
disposed.
bowling
He's
124.
like bro was all in for it. He sprained his back, man. He was
Yeah.
just going. He really wanted that to win.
Bro
So,
even got his best figures in his IPL career.
yeah. So I actually want to discuss this Josh Hazelwood factor a little more. Hazelwood to Hardik Pandya and Tilak Verma when he bowled the 14th over. Yeah. First ball was a single, second ball went for a six, straight over mid wicket. Third ball was a four, fourth ball was a six, and there was a wide followed by a four, and it was 22 runs off the over, with only the last ball being a dot ball,
Dot ball,
a
yes.
proper wide Yorker. Then you look at Josh Hazelwood coming back in the 19th over. Everyone has their balls up here by that point, because it's come down to 28 of the last two overs.
28 of the
Yeah. First ball, bowls a clean Yorker. Hardik Pandya hits it straight up in the air, caught at mid wicket. Second ball, full around the pads, flick to square leg. Third ball to Namandir, who's a very good talent in my opinion, no run. Fourth ball, 1 run. There was one screamer from Santner that went over covers. I think it was a full toss outside off.
full ties outside, yeah.
And he still finished it off really well with a single. So that came, I think that adds up to 9 of the over, right?
Yeah,
Six,
Rohit
let me
was
see,
gone on the
yes.
first delivery, man. Yes.
Yeah.
Rohit was almost
Yes,
gone on
true,
the first
true.
delivery.
He almost had
Yes.
a slip catch over there.
Almost,
Really,
yeah.
really good to see.
Before I
It
could
was a
open the baggy packet, he was gone.
he was gone. Uh, he was there like for more time in the fielding time. Like he came in the
Yeah.
after the 16th over than
Yeah.
at the batting. That was a joke going around.
So the thing there is, if you've noticed over all the remaining RCB games that we've seen, it's always Bhuvi and Hazelwood bowling the first two overs. Today they focused on the
One,
matchups. They bowled
yes,
Dayal in the second over, made sure that he pulled his length back for the first couple of balls, and then pushed it in the
pushed it in.
typical Shine Shah Afridi kind of a delivery over there, which nailed those
Rattled the
stumps,
It
middle
just
stump.
moved.
rattled
It
them.
moved just enough
Just
to
a
get there.
little to
Just
grab an
enough.
inside
Yeah.
edge and
Yes.
take the
Just enough.
stumps out.
Yes.
I still liked Bolt's wicket a little more. It was much cleaner
Hmm.
because of the inward movement that came in. Very classic Bolt that way. But yesterday, I was getting Rohit Sharma, which is peak cinema. Watching that happen. Now he has MS Dhoni's wicket from last year and Rohit Sharma's wicket from this year, both inside his pocket.
Yeah,
Thank you.
main guy did it.
Good shit, good shit.
Good
But
hit.
Abhishek is here. Abhishek is in the chat. We'll see you on Thursday, brother. For the first time in in this tournament, we shall be watching us compete against each other. Hoff's progression, yes, he planted. I think he planted 12 trees.
216 trees.
Sorry, he
216
planted
trees.
12 dot balls, so 216. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of
12,
trees.
I think, yeah, it's really solid stuff from Hazelwood in the power play, as always. A little bit of an improvement required in the death overs. Please do not bowl length half. This is not the kind of
Yes.
ground where you bowl length. Do not bowl length in the death overs in Wankhede, Narendra Modi Stadium, Chinnaswamy, and Eden Gardens. Four places you must never bowl length.
Lucknow
Yeah.
you can.
Solid.
Chennai you can.
Sometimes you shocked when you see DC lifting the cup unbeaten. Brother, first you play your first game in home, you'll realize how tough it is to win at your home. The
Yes.
actual home, not the Vizag one.
Yeah,
It's
not the
really,
Yeah,
Vizag one.
it's
Delhi
really
home.
tough playing in Delhi.
Yeah, look, the only thing that is advantageous for Delhi playing at home this year is the fact that Harry Brook isn't there to complain about the air.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm never getting enough of that. So speaking of which, Harry Brook has been named the captain of England.
Captain, yes, he was named the captain of England. So get ready
Yes,
for more
GG.
complaints about things like not taking. But let's see how he's going to.
we have
But
a lot of loyalty agents in Delhi, brother. Think about it. KL,
Yeah,
Faf,
Faf,
Star.
Stark.
hmm,
There's a lot going on there. Let's hope for the best. I am actually slightly shitting my pants knowing that Faf and KL are going to be batting in the Chinnaswamy together against us.
yes,
And honestly speaking, the tougher the track is to bat on, the more difficult it's going to be for us because those two are very technically sound.
yes, that
So
is true.
if we do end up batting first after losing the toss once again, it might turn out to be slightly problematic. The goal, if it's a
Yeah,
pitch like that, is to finish 42 for 1 at the end of the power play. That's all I'm saying. 42
this
for 1
time,
is your goal.
this time they'll have a better clarity of what Chinnaswamy pitch will be like, and
Absolutely.
not delusional like those flat tracks. But
Yeah,
even the last game pitch was a good 200 pitch if we batted sensibly. We saw
true.
what our middle order could do towards the back end of the game.
Yeah,
Yes, even after getting like four, yes, 42 for four. We were 42 for four and then had
yes.
170 odd. So it was a decent batting performance. Like we managed quite well, but it shouldn't have come down to it. Find a home first. Yeah.
Same thing last time. Let's see. Let's see. It's going to be a brilliant game on Thursday. But let's talk about another team that has been exceptionally well, just like DC, a part of the Holy Trinity. Kings 11 Punjab, sorry, Punjab Kings
Punjab Kings.
coming into play against another set of Kings this year.
Intent Kings.
Intent
Intent
Kings
Kings.
indeed.
Intent
It
Kings.
is a double header, by the way. On a
It is a double
Tuesday,
header on a Tuesday. Yes.
it's a double header on a Tuesday, which is kind of weird in my opinion. KKR versus LSG happening at the Eden Gardens in the afternoon. But the more interesting game being Punjab versus
Being
CSK,
Punjab versus CSK.
we will watch the absolute cinema that is Harpreet Brar bowling to MS Dhoni in the 17th over of the game.
And Dhoni playing a
Uh,
sweet front foot defense.
Front foot defense.
for defense. It like the last match which they played. It was quite crazy. Like I don't know why every single time when there are they need 150 deliveries. I expect MS Dhoni to come and go balls like guns blazing. I just hope, and it just doesn't happen. He's taking single. We had Vijay Shankar trying to hit sixes. It, it was a crazy thing to watch. Lord saved me. A friend of mine just
Four
came.
dropped catches on Vijay Shankar, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saved. I was really, and like I was listening to listening to it in the Punjabi commentary, because Hindi and
Uh-huh.
English they are just sucking up to MS Dhoni for every ball.
Absolutely.
So like
With
I was
Ambati
listening to
Redwan that comes, you don't want to listen to that shit.
so Punjabi commentary, they were trying to cook them hard. Like they were saying, "Tony saab chikka maro hun ki kar do," which means like, please just try to hit it. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like it was so crazy. They were cooking him every single delivery. They okay, so we had so this game is done and dusted, and like there was still a lot to go. Like we don't see MS Dhoni coming at now like go at now for a like 15 and over, 17 and over. So they were cooking really well. I enjoyed the Punjabi commentary for it.
JFM is not a 140 balls candidate. He is a 40 of 28 balls candidate at the very best.
I
Yeah.
But
don't know.
See,
against a moving ball, I really don't trust JFM to step up.
he's still
If he
young.
survives 2 overs,
We,
he has a chance. Yeah.
we just got a glimpse of him in the second half of the IPL of last season.
Yes. Correct.
So he
Yes.
has a lot to develop, and teams these days with specialists and analysts will figure out, and that's what's catching up with JFM here. He needs to
But JFM has
build.
not been able to do anything ever since. Like he's
Yeah,
been
True.
it's the
he
same case
I
with
made a very bold call last
Abhishek
year saying
Sharma.
JFM is going to be a one season wonder. For the betterment of his own game, I hope that's not true. But let's see how it goes on Thursday.
That's what we are saying. Last season, even Travis Shake were going bonkers. This season, if
Yeah.
you
yes.
observe, like all the teams have figured out how to pick them up. They
Yeah.
know how to tackle SRH now. Although SRH has gotten a massive upgrade, teams have figured out how to pick up this opening pair.
Yeah.
What I'm saying
Honestly,
is, he needs to reinvent himself for this
he does.
season.
He does. There are certain technical flaws that he has. His head like tends to fall
Well,
over
yeah,
every now
exactly.
and then when he plays a couple of shots. So there are a few.
Fair enough, but
I have been
Shane and
watching
IPL is like Zameen Asman ka fark.
Usman ka fark. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one Hindi idiom that Samut Anna always states.
I- like I've been learning a lot from Navjot Singh Sidhu also. Like आसमान फटेगा तो दर्जी कहाँ तक सिलेगा.
Uh,
Like
what is that other quote? Goli mari Ram ko lagi gansham
लगी
ko.
घनश्याम को मर गया सिद्धू. Yeah, it's so crazy. But yes, I think more than JFM, I would be. I would feel threatened by Faf and Rahul only. Definitely.
Yes, it's always going to be Faf and KL, and there is always that added factor of Ashutosh Sharma when they are chasing. I'm not too worried
Yes.
about it when they are batting first because I
Yes.
don't feel like he's going to get too many deliveries. But when
Hmm.
they are chasing, there is going to be a case in point where if there are early wickets, then they are always in the game
In the game,
until they
yes.
lose even the sixth or seventh wicket because of that Vipraj Nigam and Ashutosh
Vipraj
Sharma factor.
Nigam innings, yes, he is also threat now.
Yeah, before we talk about the other games, there's a small incident that we need to talk about this game. The last
Yes,
ball that Jitesh Sharma faced against Jasprit Bumrah was
Yes, it
given out
yes,
by the umpire.
was good, but
Was
he
true.
straight
lost a
away
single.
reviewed.
Hmm.
Jitesh ran a single, but we didn't get a single.
It has been an ongoing discussion for years together
He used
about
to get
whether a delivery should be given out and the single should be considered if it's reviewed and the decision is overturned. Now, there are two ways you can think about it. One is, bro, they ran a single. Do they not deserve that run? The issue on the other end is once it's given out, there is
the
going to be
ball is
no
dead.
attempt from the fielder to get that run out. Nobody is going to take the ball and shoot it at the stumps after that.
Hmm.
So that is something that has to be weighed out. If the rules do change, then the mindset has to change for the fielders to continue targeting the stumps even after the batsman has been given out, which is something that feels very dicey to me because why would you try to do anything after you've been given out?
Hmm.
Right? That's just the other perspective to it. Maybe that's the only reason why there's no real attempt being made. Because
Yeah,
there
they
are also
need.
cases where the ball takes the pad and runs away for a boundary because nobody runs behind the ball once it's given out.
Hmm.
Yeah, before some game happens and the differential of victory will be in the margin of 1 run, and that 1 run was the cause of that LBW. Until then, I don't think this rule will get a tweak. At least, if not in the international cricket, it needs to be tweaked in IPL at least, I feel.
Look, there have been a lot of nice tweaks happening in IPL cricket this year. I like the fact that Saliva is back. I like the fact that they've been allowed to bowl two bouncers since last year. I love the fact that they've moved the wide line.
Yes, the
They
wide line
adjust
is
the
a big
wide
thing.
The
line.
use of wide nine
Hmm.
is good.
Yeah.
And
So
also that
the
no ball
use of technology is
pattern.
helping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also that
Third
no
umpire
ball
calling the
pattern
no
can
ball.
work.
There's a
Yeah,
lot that is impacting
finally they
international.
tweaked the no ball rule. Like last season, if you observe, like
Last year,
Yeah.
yes.
they were not taking the point of contact,
They're
and they
taking
were
the
Bottom.
dip. Yeah.
dip up to the stumps.
Yes, up
And
to the
Yes.
this
stop.
season, it's been the point of
Point
contact.
of contact, and it's a pre-measured height for the batter, which is
Measured.
it still feels a little weird because there was a miss by point one
Point one for the
meters
Millimeter or
in that
something.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, it is
yeah.
weird, but
It's good to see the
cricket is
technology
making
being used
progress
in right ways.
in the right ways. Exactly. Yeah, good stuff. Anything else that's left to discuss? I think we've covered pretty much everything. Solid stuff. JFM. Okay. One last thing from Abhishek. JFM is underrated as fuck. He is. He does have a nice swing to his bat, but he's just a little careless that way, right? It just feels like he's the perfect replacement for Prithvi Shah.
uh,
All right. I think once again, clean half an hour take on our views of the game. If you have any additional views, please put it in the comment sections and not in the live chat so that we have a little bit of reach out of it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And like, share, subscribe a lot from multiple accounts. Open like two, three phones
multiple
and
accounts.
subscribe. Thank you.
Make
Love
us
you
reach
all.
100 soon, 3 digits. Before, I hope we reach 100 subs before SRH reaches 300. Please make it happen.
We'll reach 300 before SRS reaches 300. Got this.
Make it happen, guys. Make it happen. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in.
yeah. With 2 points in the
See you.
bag, it's a very good night.
Points in the bag.
And see you
Jai
tomorrow.
Hind, Jai Karnataka. See you tomorrow.